Hi there. So I'm gonna make a series of videos like this to tell you my journey and share details that you may find interesting if you ever become in my situation. I have lived for almost 25 years in the USA. I am French, and I decided to go back home. And I am going to tell you all the steps and all that I did in order to make it happen. So I've been living in Florida for nearly 20 years. I was married to an American citizen who I really loved deeply. We raised a family. And 5 years ago, I left him and got divorced since 2021. Nearly 4 years ago exactly, end of June. And there I am, finally making the decision 7 weeks ago to move back to France, and I will have done it in 7 weeks. It was a huge marathon. It's exhausting, but I think it's rewarding because it's happening, period. So to give you a little bit of my background, I owned a investment property, a duplex in Pompano Beach, Florida. It's between West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, for those who don't know. And for 7 years, I was renting it out as an Airbnb, and it was great, and I loved it. 5 years ago, I moved in one of the units when I left my husband, and this house was a little piece of paradise if it wasn't for the Pompano Airport nearby, but that's a different story. And it really gave me a lot of space and room to grow and become myself, self-sufficient, independent woman. I am now 53 years old, and I suffer from an invisible disability. I really don't see very well. I am legally blind. And the reason why I suddenly decided to move back to France is because, as you know, the economy is getting tricky, to say the least. And in a bad economy, the first thing that disappears is vacation in the budget lines of regular families. So it was becoming very difficult already 2 years ago to live off of my Airbnb, just one unit, since I was living in the other unit of my house. So I converted to long-term rental, which worked out for a year and a half. But then since early 2025, it's just crashing. It wasn't doing it. I had to lower my prices, which, don't get me wrong, is awesome for you all renters. I'm very happy that the prices are finally dropping. It's about time for you. It's going to help. But for me, who was living off of it, it's bad because already I didn't have much left, because homeowners insurance, property taxes, those are huge expenses for a homeowner in Florida, and especially when it's an investment property, because you don't have the homestead on all of your property, or none whatsoever. So all in all, with the repairs and everything, I just couldn't make a living with my tenants anymore. So I tried to look for work, but I don't drive. And that didn't work out for me either. Especially down here, they want educated people, but they'll pay you $15 an hour, which is a real joke. Give me a break. Why would I put my college degree to your service if you're paying me as much as a high school diploma? I was like, no way. And then a lot of positions kind of demand that you have a driver's license, which is a real problem for me. And it was difficult for me to also look for work because I am geographically limited due to this blindness. Yes, there are paratransit systems that will haul you across the county if you need, but or the buses, which is a joke here, extremely impractical. I mean, it gives you a commute that's endless. I mean, it just didn't work out for me. So I figured, I'm gonna go home. The real estate bubble hasn't bursted yet, so I can still get a good price out of my house, and I can, start fresh over there in France. It's a smaller town. The real estate is cheaper over there, and I can get a very decent home. Even, some investment properties to avoid the taxes on capital gain, and start fresh. I have a chance of doing it, whereas here it had become a point that it felt I couldn't. So there I am. 7 weeks ago, I'm on a French website for real estate, like a realtor.com equivalent, but in France. Se loger. And I find this hotel in Montélimar, which is about 25 minutes away from my hometown, Valence, on the Rhone River south of Lyon. And I find this old hotel on the edge of the main road, 20 bedrooms, 2 independent apartments, a big garage, places to do things, a swimming pool. So it may have needed some work, but I could see a future there. And so I started dreaming, and that's exactly what I needed to actually make the decision to move. And so 7 weeks ago, I called my friend, realtor here, and I told her I want to sell my house. She wasn't available right away. She was traveling. But a week later, she came back and she made the ad, sent her some pictures, and in 24 hours, I had a full price offer. And so I sold my house in 24 hours, which is quite amazing. I had a feeling I was going to sell it fast because I had an unusual piece of property here. It's a duplex in Pompano, Old Pompano, east of US 1. So you're close to the beach. Unfortunately, very close to that Pompano Air Park. It's a real nuisance, as you can hear. Anyway, unlike most multiplexes, multifamily homes, this one has 2 apartments that are each 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So they're big, 1,000 square feet each. And I have a swimming pool. And so it's a very unique property in the sense that you really don't find a lot like this. Mostly you find 1 or 2 bedroom apartments, and a lot of the times no swimming pool. So it was a nice piece of property, and I took care of it over the year. I mean, to give you an idea, this is my piece of paradise. I love it. And so I sold it, and we were supposed to close 2 weeks ago, but I had a permit to close that took a little longer than I thought. But it's done, and I'm closing tomorrow. And tomorrow we are Monday, May 19th, and I'm flying out for France on Tuesday morning. So it's happening, and it's exciting. It's like the end of a long marathon, because those 6 weeks went by very fast considering all that I had to do. And I am going to tell you every step, everything I've done in the last 7 weeks to give you an idea of what it takes to pick up your suitcases and start a life somewhere else. And that's going to be exciting, you'll see. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And that's the purpose of my next video. So I see you tomorrow.